Welcome back to Horoscope TV. This episode is entirely focused on the forecast for the zodiac sign of Sagittarius.
Right, and we're covering the exact period from April 6th to April 12th, 2026.
Yeah, exactly. And you really, really need to tune in and just stay with us for this entire conversation.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, this week is completely packed with massive shifts in the astrological charts.
It really is.
We're tracking planetary movements that are bringing, fresh power, several sudden surprises, and a very fiery energy.
Very fiery.
Right. And it will completely change how you handle your love life, your money, and, your daily goals.
Yeah, it's a huge shift. If you have a lot of Sagittarius energy in your life, you're going to feel a massive mix of high energy right alongside a very strong need to take careful steps.
Which is weird, right? Like a push and pull.
Exactly. It's a fascinating push and pull. It is a vital week to look at.
So when we pull up the astro data for this specific window of time, what are we seeing?
Well, the charts show a very clear, heavily marked path. It's not subtle at all.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Our goal today is to look closely at these planet movements and, analyze what they actually mean for your real everyday life.
Right, because the stars are giving us the map.
Exactly. They give us the map, but we have to figure out how to actually walk the road without tripping over our own feet.
Yeah, and it feels like there is a lot of room to trip this week.
There really is.
So let's start right at the starting line, because there is this giant push for change that you pointed out in your notes.
Yes.
And you mentioned that the energy actually starts rolling in before the week officially begins.
Right. It starts on April 5.
Okay, so a day early.
Yeah, and that April 5 energy really sets the tone for the entire week of April 6 through April 12.
So what exactly happens on April 5?
Well, the events on that day are like the foundation for everything that happens over the next 7 days. On April 5, the sun is making a very strong angle to Jupiter.
Okay, stop right there. To understand what that means, we need to look at what these planets do, right?
Right, exactly. So the sun represents your core self, like your ego.
Yeah, your ego. It's the main battery that runs your personality. And then you have Jupiter.
And Jupiter is the planet of expansion, right?
You got it. Growth, making things bigger. And for you, as a Sagittarius, Jupiter is actually your ruling planet.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it guides your whole sign. So when the sun makes a strong, tense angle to Jupiter, it brings big feelings and extra energy to your life.
I have to stop you there because that sounds completely confusing.
How so?
Well, if Jupiter is my ruling planet, like the planet that guides me, and the sun is giving it energy, why is this angle tense?
Ah, I see what you mean.
Shouldn't that just make me feel incredibly lucky and perfectly happy? Why are we calling it a tense angle?
Yeah, that is exactly the trap people fall into when they read their own charts.
Really?
Oh, all the time. They see Jupiter and they think, oh, everything will be perfect.
Right.
But a strong angle, what we call a square in astrology, means these two planets are clashing.
Well, so they're fighting.
Basically, yeah. They are pushing against each other. Yes, Jupiter wants to give you growth, but the tense angle makes that growth feel forced or really urgent.
So it's not a gentle push?
No, not at all. It acts like a giant battery charging up inside you, but it charges up way too fast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and this creates big feelings, and those big feelings can be either good or bad.
Give me an example of how a good feeling and a bad feeling both act like a battery.
Okay,
Because usually I think of a bad feeling as something that drains my battery, not charges it.
right, that makes sense. Well, think about being frustrated at your job.
Okay.
Let's say you're sitting at your desk on April 5 and you realize you have been doing the exact same task for 3 years.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Exactly. The frustration boils over. That is a bad feeling, but it does not make you want to sleep.
Right, it makes you angry.
Yes. It makes you want to type up your resume right that second. It charges you up to take action.
Okay, I get that. What about a good feeling?
On the flip side, you might feel a sudden, massive burst of inspiration to, paint your entire living room.
Oh, I've had those days.
Right. That is a good feeling, but it is equally overwhelming. Either way, the astro data shows this Sun and Jupiter clash is powering your choices for the whole week.
Wow.
Yeah, it creates a very strong push to change things around you immediately.
Okay, but if I have all this extra energy charging me up
Yeah.
and a sudden massive push to change things, how do I avoid changing everything and creating a total disaster?
That's the big question.
Because right now I feel like I'm going to walk into a room with a sledgehammer, just to hang a single picture on the wall.
The sledgehammer is exactly what that Sun and Jupiter tension feels like.
Really?
Yeah. You have so much force that you lose your sense of scale.
Oh, man.
If you swing that hammer at every minor annoyance in your life, you're going to break things that were actually working just fine.
So how do I put the hammer down?
Well, the way you avoid creating a mess is by paying very close attention to what happens in the charts a few days later.
Okay, when is that?
On April 8th, the moon shifts its position and enters the sign of Capricorn.
Ah, Capricorn. That's an earth sign.
Yes, it is.
It's very grounded, very focused on rules and structure. That sounds like the total opposite of a Sagittarius running around with a sledgehammer.
It is the exact opposite. And, that is why it is so incredibly helpful.
Okay, how so?
When the moon enters Capricorn on April 8th, it completely shifts your emotional focus.
Because the moon controls your moods, right?
Exactly. The moon controls your moods and your daily habits. So instead of waking up wanting to tear down the walls of your house, you wake up wanting to organize your calendar.
Oh, that's a big shift.
Huge.
Yeah.
You will focus on your daily tasks and your serious goals. The Capricorn energy gives you a container for all that wild Jupiter power.
I see.
It takes the sledgehammer out of your hands and replaces it with a very precise set of tools.
That makes the timeline much clearer.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. The big feelings wake me up and give me the drive, but then the Capricorn moon hands me a structured to-do list so I actually get something useful done.
Exactly right.
And focusing on serious goals naturally brings us right into how we handle work and money this week.
Oh, definitely. Work and money are where you are going to see the biggest impact of this planetary push and pull.
So what does that look like?
We have to go back and look at the leftover energy from that April 5 Sun and Jupiter angle.
Because it follows you into the office?
Yes, it does. The charts show that this specific connection brings big ideas for your work. You're going to see solutions that nobody else sees.
That sounds like a good thing.
It is, but the charts also come with a massive warning for your career right now.
Uh-oh. What's the warning?
Do not promise more than you can actually do.
Oh, man. I know exactly how that feels.
We all do, right?
You get caught up in the excitement of a good idea, you're in a meeting, and suddenly you hear yourself saying, oh, absolutely, I can have that entire report finished by tomorrow morning,
Yeah.
even though you know it takes a week.
And because you are a Sagittarius, people tend to believe you.
Because we say it with such confidence.
Exactly. The Jupiter energy makes you genuinely believe you have the time and the energy to pull it off.
But I don't.
But you do not. You have to actively bite your tongue this week when your boss asks for volunteers.
I will try my best.
And the strange thing about this energy is that it does not stop when you leave the office.
What do you mean?
The exact same energy that makes you want to overpromise at work is pushing you to overspend at the store.
Wait, how are those two things connected?
Well,
Promising to do extra work seems entirely different from buying something expensive on the way home.
they seem different, but they are completely connected.
Oh,
Because they both come from a place of blind optimism.
oh, I see.
Overpromising at work happens because you think you have more time than you actually do.
Right.
Overspending happens because you think you have more money or will make more money than you actually have.
Wow. Okay. That hurts a little.
Right. You feel big, so you want to act big. You get the urge to spend money on fun things instead of saving it.
So how do I protect my bank account from my own brain this week?
We look at another planet to help balance you out. Right now, the planet Venus is in the sign of Taurus.
Okay. Venus and Taurus.
Yes, Venus is the planet that rules what we value, including our money and our physical stuff.
Right.
And Taurus is an earth sign that is incredibly slow, steady, and focused on security.
Okay, so that's a good mix.
Very good. Having Venus in Taurus is a very strong, helpful placement for slowly building your wealth and keeping your bank account completely safe.
You know, my first thought is to compare this to driving a car.
Let's hear it.
Venus and Taurus is the brakes, keeping you safe, while the Sun and Jupiter are the heavy foot on the gas pedal.
We hear that car comparison a lot, but I want to push back on it slightly.
Oh, really? Why?
Thinking of Venus and Taurus just as the brakes makes it sound boring, Like it is just stopping your fun.
Right?
Taurus does not just stop the car, it is the grip on the tires.
Oh, I like that.
It is what keeps you on the road when you take a corner too fast. Taurus enjoys luxury and beautiful things, but it demands that you actually have the money to pay for them first.
That makes total sense.
It wants you to build wealth so you can afford the fun things later without the stress.
Yeah, it is not about stopping the car. It is about keeping the car from flying off a cliff.
Exactly.
And I need that grip on the tires specifically for what happens on April 8th.
Yes, you do.
Because looking at the outline,
Yeah.
April 8 is a wild day for work and money.
April 8 is easily the most unstable day of the week for your finances and your career.
Unstable how?
On this day, the planet Mars connects with the planet Uranus.
Okay, break those down for me.
Mars is raw action, drive, and physical push. Uranus is the planet of sudden surprises, lightning bolts, and things turning completely upside down.
That sounds like a crazy mix.
It is. When these two planets interact, the astro data tells us to expect the unexpected.
Okay.
At work, this brings sudden, exciting new chances to show off your skills.
So like the boss calls out sick, and suddenly I have to run the massive presentation for the whole company.
Exactly that. Or a piece of software breaks, and you are the only one who remembers how to fix it, and you save the day.
Well, that's a good feeling.
It is a moment where your quick thinking makes you look brilliant. But because Uranus is involved, there is a chaotic flip side.
Of course there is.
This exact same planetary connection also brings a sudden surprise with your money.
And let me guess, it's not finding a $20 bill in my coat pocket.
No, unfortunately, the charts point toward this being an unexpected bill.
So I could literally be having the best day at the office, getting a chance to show off my skills and feeling like a total hero.
Yeah.
And then I go home, open my mail, and find a massive unexpected tax bill. Or like a notice that my car needs a completely new engine.
That is the exact picture the charts are painting for April 8. It is a day of extreme highs and extreme lows.
Wow.
You will feel whiplash.
How is a Sagittarius supposed to handle that whiplash?
It's tough.
Because getting hit with a surprise bill after a great day at work sounds incredibly depressing. I would just want to sit on the couch and complain.
You might complain for a few hours, honestly, but you will not stay on the couch.
Why not?
We know this because of what happens the very next day.
April 9.
Right. On April 9, Mars moves out of its previous position and enters the sign of Aries.
And Aries is a fire sign, just like Sagittarius.
Exactly. It is bold, loud, and refuses to lose.
Love that.
When Mars enters Aries, it gives you a massive jolt of energy. It completely erases the sadness of the surprise bill.
Really? Just like that.
Just like that. Instead of feeling defeated, you are going to feel a strong drive to find new ways to earn more cash for your long-term savings.
Okay, so the drive is there. I am fired up on April 9th.
Very fired up.
I want to make more money. But I also remember you saying earlier that I cannot overpromise at work.
Yes, that rule still applies.
If I am fired up and want to earn more cash, my first instinct is to go ask for 10 new projects.
Right.
So how do I balance wanting to hustle with the warning not to take on too much?
You balance it by taking things away instead of adding them.
Wait, what?
You wait for April 10th.
Okay, what happens on the 10th?
On April 10th, the charts show a last quarter moon.
A last quarter moon.
Yes. The cycle of the moon is incredibly important for how we manage our daily tasks.
Because it controls the flow of energy?
Exactly. When the moon is full, energy is at its peak. But during a last quarter moon, the light is shrinking.
Okay.
The energy is winding down. This phase is entirely about letting go, clearing out, and reviewing what is broken.
So instead of asking my boss for new projects to make more money, what should I actually do?
The charts say you must look at your current projects and throw away the old ones that do not work anymore.
Oh, I see.
You analyze everything on your desk. If there is a task that has been draining your time for 3 weeks and going nowhere, you drop it.
Just drop it entirely.
Yes. If there is a method you use to organize your files that is too slow, you abandon it. The last quarter moon is asking you to make empty space.
Wow.
If you throw away the old things that are slowing you down, you will find much better success.
And that success is what eventually leads to earning more money.
Exactly. Not just blindly adding more work to your plate.
It is about becoming efficient.
Yeah.
Trimming the fat.
Right.
And honestly, throwing away old things to make room for the new is a concept that goes way beyond the office.
Oh, it really does.
It applies to matters of the heart, too. Let's look at love and bonds this week, because the charts show a huge shift from wanting a safe harbor to suddenly waking up a lot of passion.
Love is a very interesting journey for you this week. We see two very different needs showing up in the astro data.
Okay, what's the first one?
Early in the week, specifically on April 5, your romantic life gets a grounding boost.
Nice.
Venus, which rules love and connection, makes a positive line to the North Node.
Okay, I hear astrologers talk about the North Node all the time, but it often gets confusing.
It can be, yeah.
Explain how the North Node functions here, especially regarding love.
Well, first, the North Node is not a physical planet.
It's not.
No. It is a mathematical point in the sky where the moon's orbit crosses the sun's path.
Oh, okay.
In astrology, the North Node represents your ultimate path of growth. It is the direction you are supposed to head in your life.
Like a compass needle.
Exactly like a compass needle. So when Venus touches this point, it brings a very deep, stable energy to your heart.
Okay.
It strips away the desire for brief, chaotic flings. You get a deep desire to build strong, lasting bonds.
Wow.
If you are single, this is a day where you might meet a nice person who simply makes you feel completely safe.
That concept of feeling safe is unusual for Sagittarius.
It is.
This is a sign that is famous for wanting freedom, running wild, and constantly seeking adventure.
Right.
So if the chart says, I want stable energy in a safe person, am I losing my sense of adventure?
Not at all. You are just finding a different kind of adventure.
How so?
Sometimes, for a sign that is always running, finding a place where you can actually stop and rest feels like the biggest adventure of all.
Oh, I love that.
The Venus and North Node connection gives you a moment of deep peace. You want someone who feels like a quiet home.
That's beautiful.
However, as we said, there is a massive shift. That quiet energy does not last the whole week.
Right, because we hit April 9.
Yes.
You said earlier that on April 9, Mars moves into Aries. That was the same planetary move that fired me up to make more money.
It is.
Does it fire up my love life too?
Absolutely. Mars is the planet of desire, action, and sometimes aggression.
Okay.
When it moves into Aries, a bold fire sign, your passion wakes up in a big way. The quiet, safe feeling from Sunday turns into a very loud, demanding energy by Thursday.
Wow.
You will feel extremely brave in love.
I am struggling to put these two things together, honestly.
How come?
We go from wanting stable energy and a safe person to having our passion wake up in a very loud way. Do these two things fight each other?
People ask that a lot.
Because usually, if someone is entirely safe, the relationship can feel a bit predictable or lacking in that intense fire.
It is a common worry, but the astro data shows that these two energies actually work together perfectly right now.
Really? How?
Think about a rocket launching into space.
Okay.
To create the massive fiery explosion needed to break through the atmosphere, which is your Mars and Aries passion, you first need a launch pad made of solid concrete that will not crumble under the heat.
Oh,
The Venus connection early in the week builds your concrete launch pad.
that makes perfect sense.
Because you found someone who makes you feel deeply safe, you are no longer afraid of rejection. That safety gives you the bravery to unleash your passion.
Wow.
The charts say you might sit down with someone and tell them exactly how you feel, holding nothing back at all.
That is beautiful. The safety actually creates the courage.
Exactly.
So if I take that leave and I am incredibly brave, where does that leave me at the end of the week?
The finish line of the week is wonderful for your bonds. We look ahead to April 13.
Okay, what happens then?
On this day, Venus makes a lucky link back to Jupiter.
Oh, nice.
Anytime Venus and Jupiter connect, it is a moment to celebrate. Jupiter expands whatever Venus is doing.
And Venus is love.
Yes, this brings immense joy, very good luck to any romantic dates you go on, and a perfect atmosphere for making special plans for the future with the person you truly care about.
Wow.
It is a very happy ending to a complex week of love.
So if I review the week so far,
Mm-hmm.
I have massive feelings at work, unexpected bills, tossing out my old work routines, finding a safe harbor in love, and then pouring explosive passion into that relationship.
It's a lot.
Just analyzing all of this makes me exhausted.
I bet.
And that physical toll brings us directly to the physical and mental health charts for the week. How do I keep my mind and body safe when the planets are pushing me this hard?
You have to focus entirely on pacing the fire.
Pacing the fire.
Yes. If you do not actively manage your physical energy, you will crash.
Okay.
The astro data starts the story on April 5, when the moon actually moves into your own sign of Sagittarius.
Oh, the moon is in my sign.
Right. Whenever the moon is in your sign, your physical body feels restless. You have a strong need to get outside and move.
Yeah.
You will feel a craving to run, go for a long walk, or just breathe open air.
That is a very familiar feeling. If I stay indoors too long on a day like that, I start pacing the hallways.
It is perfectly fine to move your body, but the danger arrives on April 9.
When Mars enters Aries again.
Yes. We already discussed how this gives you fresh power at work and wakes up your passion and love.
Right.
But the charts give a severe warning here for your health.
A severe warning.
Yes. This fiery energy can make you rush. And because you are rushing, you are highly likely to hurt yourself.
Are we talking about a major accident or just clumsy moments?
It is mostly about the clumsy moments that cause lingering pain.
Like stubbing a toe really hard.
Exactly. Mars in Aries makes you feel invincible physically. You might try to lift a box that is far too heavy or run down the stairs too fast because you're eager to get out the door. You might decide to do a heavy workout without warming up at all. The charts specifically say you must slow down and focus on quiet stretching instead of intense pushing.
It is like participating in a race where you do not know the route.
That's a good way to put it.
You start off wanting to sprint as fast as possible because the Sagittarius moon makes you want to move.
Right.
But because you are sprinting blindly under the Mars in Aries energy, you trip over a rock and fall.
Yes.
And then what happens? You have to sit out the rest of the race.
Sitting out is exactly what the universe demands of you next.
Okay, when?
We look back at April 10th, the day of the last quarter moon.
Oh, the clearing out day.
Yes, we talked about how this moon phase forces you to throw away old projects at work.
Right.
Physically, the same moon phase tells you to stop pushing your body. It is a day specifically marked for letting your muscles heal.
So the last quarter moon is a mandatory stop sign for my physical routine.
Yes, and you must obey that stop sign.
Why?
Because the charts show something very draining coming right at the end of the week.
What's that?
On April 13, Mars meets the planet Neptune.
Okay, Neptune.
Neptune is a planet that creates fog, confusion, and physical exhaustion.
Oh, no.
When Mars, your battery of physical action, runs into Neptune, it is like driving a car into a deep mud puddle.
You just get stuck.
The tires spin, but you go nowhere, and you waste all your fuel. You might feel deeply tired on this day. You will need deep rest.
Okay, so I'm slowing down, doing some light stretching, and spending the end of the week resting on my couch.
That's the plan.
That makes sense. But sitting on the couch is a great time to figure out who you actually want sitting next to you and who you want to keep far, far away.
Very true.
Let's analyze the cosmic connections for the week and see who to keep close and who to avoid.
The astro data is very clear on your best and worst matches right now.
Let's hear it.
Your absolute best match for this week is the Capricorn.
A Capricorn. I have to question that.
Really? Why?
Well, we talked about the moon entering Capricorn on April 8 to help ground my wild energy, which is helpful. But as a person, a Capricorn seems so fundamentally different from a Sagittarius.
They are very different.
They are famous for wanting structure, plans, and predictability, while I want freedom.
Yeah.
Why are they the perfect match right now?
They are the perfect match precisely because of those differences and how the current planet positions blend your energies.
Okay, explain that.
When Mars enters Aries on April 9, we know you feel a massive jolt of fire and passion.
Right.
A Capricorn is also heavily impacted by Mars right now, but in a way that creates shared excitement.
Oh, interesting.
Instead of the Capricorn telling you to calm down, you will both feel a strong desire to start fun projects together.
So my fire actually wakes up their desire to build something fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the most beautiful part of this connection is how you communicate.
How so?
The charts show that with a Capricorn this week, you will understand each other's feelings without speaking out loud.
Wow.
You do not need to explain why you are frustrated or why you are excited. They will just know.
That's rare.
It is. And when that lucky connection between Venus and Jupiter arrives on April 13th, it will bring out the absolute best parts of your personality whenever you are around them.
That sounds incredibly peaceful. Finding someone who just understands you quietly is rare.
It really is.
But if the Capricorn is the person I want on the couch next to me, who is the person I need to keep away from my house entirely?
Your worst match, the sign you need to avoid this week, is the Aquarius.
Aquarius is usually a sign I get along with.
I know, it's surprising.
They are quirky, they like new ideas. Why are we clashing so badly right now?
The root of the problem goes all the way back to the very first transit we discussed.
The April 5 Sun and Jupiter strong angle.
Exactly. That tension affects how you interact with the world, and it specifically creates stress and misunderstanding with anyone born under Aquarius.
Why them specifically? Are we just speaking different languages?
You are pushing for entirely different outcomes. Your goals are moving in totally different directions.
Okay, give me an example.
You are focused on the fiery urge to fix your daily life and earn more money, and they are fixated on head-in-the-clouds ideas or totally different priorities.
You pointed out a fascinating detail in the charts regarding this clash.
Did I?
Yes, you noted that the last quarter moon on April 10th actually makes this tough energy with the Aquarius peak, leading to what you called a silly argument over something very small.
Oh, yes. That is very important.
Help me understand what a silly argument looks like in real life so I can spot it before it ruins my day.
A silly argument is a fight that has nothing to do with the actual words being spoken.
Okay.
Let's say you and your Aquarius friend are trying to decide what to watch on television.
Okay, simple enough.
You suggest a comedy, they suggest a documentary. Suddenly you are both raising your voices.
Over a TV show.
Right. You feel a tightness in your chest and you snap at them saying, "You never compromise with me." The argument is not about the television show. The argument is the boiling over of the fact that your goals are moving in different directions all week, and the last quarter moon is squeezing that tension out of you.
Wow. So the documentary is just the spark that blows up the powder keg.
Exactly.
If I feel myself getting incredibly angry over something that does not actually matter, what is the best way to handle it?
The Astro data advises you to maintain a polite distance from the Aquarius in your life this week.
Just step back.
Yes. Do not try to force a deep, meaningful conversation to fix the tension. It will not work right now.
Okay.
Instead, the charts say you must focus on your own personal growth. Keep your head down, do your own work, and give them space.
Good advice. Just smile, wave, and go focus on myself.
Right.
And to help the listener focus on that personal growth, you actually provided a specific weekly toolkit to use. Let's break down the lucky elements and key dates.
The charts give us very specific tools to use. Your color of the week is purple.
Purple.
If you are looking at digital displays or want the exact shade, the color code is hashtag 8000080.
Hashtag 8000080.
Yes. It is a very deep, rich, traditional purple.
I always associate purple with wisdom and royalty. What are the best dates and numbers to pair with that color?
Your best dates this week are April 5 and April 10th. And your lucky numbers are 9, 14, 22, 29, 35, and 41.
Okay, I have to challenge you on something here.
Go for it.
I am looking closely at what you just said. You listed April 10th as one of my best days.
Yes, I did.
But we just spent the last 20 minutes talking about how April 10th is the day of the last quarter moon.
Right.
It is the day I have to throw away old work projects. It is the day I had to force my aching body to rest.
True.
And it is the exact day my tough energy with Aquarius peaks and causes a frustrating, silly argument.
Also true.
How can a day filled with endings, physical exhaustion, and arguments be considered a best date? That sounds miserable.
It is a brilliant question, and it points to one of the biggest misunderstandings people have about astrological charts. Oh, yes. When the data flags a day as a best date, it does not mean you're going to win a prize and eat cake all day.
That's disappointing.
Right. But what it means is that the planetary energy on that day is working strongly in your ultimate favor.
So throwing things away is in my favor.
Completely. Think about the physical relief of finally throwing away a garbage bag that has been sitting in your kitchen for a week.
Okay, yeah, that feels good.
The act of throwing it away might be slightly unpleasant, but the result is a clean house.
Right.
April 10th is lucky because clearing out the old is a highly positive action.
Okay, I think I see.
Holding on to a dead work project blocks you from getting a better one. Having that silly argument with the Aquarius finally forces you to take the space you desperately need.
Wow.
The last quarter moon is actively helping you by forcing you to let go.
So the luck is not in what I gain. The luck is in the empty space I create.
Exactly. Empty space is the luckiest thing you can have in astrology.
Why is that?
Because empty space is potential. It is where new, amazing things can finally land.
That completely flips my perspective on having a bad day.
It changes everything once you see it that way.
So how do we practically use these tools during the week? Since April 10th is lucky for clearing things out, and purple is the color of the week, I could use those together.
How would you do that?
Maybe on April 10th, when I sit down to delete those old files and throw away the bad projects, I change my computer desktop background to that deep purple to keep me focused.
That is a very practical, effective way to use the energy.
And what about the heavy days, like April 8th when the sudden surprise bill hits, or April 9 when Mars makes me want to rush and hurt myself?
You use the numbers and the color to force yourself to pause.
Like a timeout.
Exactly. On April 8, if you have to open a difficult piece of mail, maybe make sure you are wearing a piece of purple clothing to remind yourself of your own wisdom.
Oh, I like that.
And on April 9, when you feel the urge to sprint out the door, look at your lucky numbers.
Okay.
Tell yourself you have to drink 22 ounces of water or count backward from 35 before you make a sudden physical move.
I love that. It takes the giant planetary movements in the sky and turns them into a 35-second pause in my living room.
That is the whole point.
That is exactly what we aim to do here. As we wrap up this forecast, I want to pivot to the final thought you brought for the listener. We always like to leave them with something provocative to mull over.
Yes. We have spent a lot of time analyzing the last quarter moon on April 10th and its powerful energy of letting go of old broken things.
Right.
The astro data clearly shows that you are being handed fresh power and bravery this week to face hard problems.
It really does.
So my final question for you to explore on your own is
Let's
this.
hear it.
If the charts are giving you the fresh power to face hard problems right now, what is the one old habit you are finally brave enough to leave behind forever?
That is a phenomenal question.
Yeah.
What is the one old habit you are finally brave enough to leave behind forever?
It's a big one.
Think about that as you navigate the days ahead. Thank you so much for listening to this episode on Horoscope TV.
Yes, thank you.
We want to make sure you never miss a forecast. So please take a moment to subscribe to the show so that you can get notified the exact moment the next episode is available. Stay grounded, be brave with your empty space, and we will see you next time.